Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review slash recap with my opinion on 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, Season 6, Episode 14. It's titled Dirty Dancing. Let's get started. Okay, first up, it's Nicola and Misha. They are in church praying, and they're not even sitting beside each other. She's sitting on this side of the church, and he's sitting on that side of the church. What's that all about? I don't know. Maybe men and women can't pray together? I don't know. Okay, so next day they go to the Dead Sea, and it's like 3 hours away. I must say there are some beautiful places in Israel. And Nicola could get a job being a tour guide, or he could start his own tour guide business. I would hire him to be my tour guide if I was going to Israel. He seemed to know where all the good spots are. He wants to show her that he can be romantic. So he rubs mud on her when they get to the Dead Sea. He rubs the Dead Sea mud on her. But he's like, I guess he's not doing it soft and nice enough for her. I guess he's just slapping it on there for her because all she's doing is complaining. I guess she wants him to be more gentle. So then she puts mud on him and he kisses her. And that poor baby, he is trying to be romantic because she complains that he's not being romantic enough for her. And I kind of like Nicola, y'all. I kind of like him. So they start talking about sex. And Nicola thinks that he knows all about sex because in the 5th grade, they taught him about the female anatomy. Misha is telling him that he knows nothing about women. So they go into the ocean and wash off the mud. And he's kissing her, but she's complaining yet again. I think because she knows he's a virgin, she thinks he's going to do everything wrong. So I think that's why she's complaining about him. He told the producer that when they start making love, he's going to give it to her every single day. Anyway, while they're in the water, he does a little striptease dance for her. And I thought it was cute, but Misha was not impressed. Nicola said he saw the movie Dirty Dancing, and that inspired him to do his little striptease dance. In his confessional, he said he's trying to change for Misha, but she always finds a way to complain. He said she's always looking for a reason that he's no good. And in this episode, I can see that. I see how she's complaining a lot. He said he doesn't think that he can make her happy, and he's worried. I think he needs to tell her about herself. So next, Nicola takes Misha to where Jesus was sentenced to death, where he carried his cross and where he was crucified. Nicola rented a cross, and both him and Misha walked the path that Jesus took. Then they went to where he was buried and resurrected. The next day they go to a cafe, and Nicola wants to propose to Misha, but he thinks she's going to say no because she's always complaining about him. So he breaks it down to her. He tells her that he is trying to be more romantic with her. He told her that he held her hand, he hugged her, he kissed her, he said, "I love you," and she did not say, "I love you" back. And she tells him that that's a lie. And he told her that when they were at the Dead Sea, he said, "I love you," and she did not say it back. And the producers, they played the clip back for us, and lo and behold, she did not say it back. And then he said when he was in Jerusalem, he hugged her and kissed her and told her he loved her, and she did not say it back, and they played the clip, and she did not say it back. So she apologizes to him and said things have changed since she's been in Israel. He has changed towards her from when they were talking over the internet. He has changed, so that's why she has her walls up. So she tells him that she does love him, and then he rolls his eyes when she said it. He's towards something else. Then she tells him that they still have the annulment hanging over their heads, and he told her that everything will be okay. And for now, they seem to be okay. Next up is Cleo and Kristen. So they are cooking Thanksgiving dinner, and they seem to be having a good time together. We find out that the girl that Kristen invited to dinner reneged. She did not show up. She said she had somewhere else to go. And Cleo is happy about that because Cleo did not want to have her in her house. And I love Cleo's cats. They're beautiful. I wonder what kind of breed they are. So Cleo's friend Jane, I think her name is Jane, she comes over. And she has good etiquette. She brought wine and cheese. When somebody invites you over to their house for dinner or for whatever reason, yeah, for dinner, bring something. Bring something. A pie, a cake, wine, bring something. So they had their wine and they cheers. And Kristen says he wants to make a good impression on Jane because he doesn't want, for when he goes back to the state, he doesn't want Jane bad-mouthing him to Cleo. So Jane thinks Kristen is hostile. She thinks he's controlling. She thinks he's aggressive. And she thinks he blames Cleo for everything and he always wants to be right and he always wants the last word. And she has his ticket down to a T. Because that's exactly how he is. She's very observant. She doesn't miss a thing because she doesn't even know him. She met him, a couple of times? And she's got his personality down to a T. So they sit down to dinner and Kristen carves the turkey. And that turkey looked dry and tough. He was cutting like this. Ooh. Now, my family, we are all Jamaicans. We're from Jamaica. In Jamaica, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is an American holiday. But since we live here, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So we celebrate Thanksgiving here. When my mother cooked turkey, when she put that turkey in the oven, when she's about to take that turkey out, the meat is falling off of the carcass. And it's juicy and tender and supple. Okay? And we don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Jamaica. So she had to learn. She learned to cook turkey here, And she cooked it the very first time she tried it. Amazing. Amazing. Okay? So I don't know what kind of turkey they were cooking. But Kristen did it. He did his best. He did the best that he could do. Okay? Okay, so they are eating, and stupid Kristen tells Jane that about meeting the girl in the bar and inviting her over for dinner. And then, she couldn't, but she didn't come because she couldn't make it. But Jane asked a very good question. She asked him if he met any guys at the bar. Because he's always talking to girls at the bar. He never ever goes and talks to guys at the bar. He said the girl was alone and he was alone, so, he decided to talk to her. Chloe chimes in and said he only starts conversation with girls, not men. But I have this to say. I don't think she have anything to worry about with him talking to girls because technically Chloe is still a boy. Chloe is still male. I think she still has male parts, right? And Kristen is in a relationship with Chloe and they're having sex. So obviously he doesn't like girl bits. He like boys bits. So if he's in the bar talking to girls, he's not trying to sleep with them because he obviously like the boys bits, not the girls bits. That's what I think. Am I wrong? Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. I don't know. That's how that's how it's registered in my brain. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. Okay? So Kristen starts to play the blame game. He's acting just like Jane said he was. He said Chloe brought up a subject to make him look bad as a person. He brought up the subject. He's the one that told Jane about the girl that he met in the bar and invited for dinner. He's the one that brought the subject up. He's saying Chloe's trying to make him look bad. I can't stand that moron. He's such an ass. So they're discussing Kristen always talking to women. And because her friend is there, Chloe has gotten up her nerves to ask Kristen about inviting a random girl to dinner. And Chloe said if she was in a bar and a guy talked to her, she would think that he's interested in her. Kristen said he hates feeling like he's doing something wrong when he's just being himself. Chloe told him that picking up girls in bars is crossing the line. He told her that either she needs to trust him or don't trust him. And he says he doesn't want to feel uncomfortable. What did he say? He feels uncomfortable because she's uncomfortable that he talks to women. And Chloe says that's not Cleo said, that's not what I said. He's saying that you're uncomfortable because I'm talking to women. She's not saying she's uncomfortable because you're talking to women. She's saying you're picking up women in the bars and inviting them to the house. Anyway, Jean finally leaves out, and when she leaves out, Kristen is pissed. And Jean thinks that now he's a horrible person. Jean already thinks that you're a horrible person. This didn't make her think that you're a horrible person. She already thought you were a horrible person. So he tells Cleo that he was uncomfortable talking about the lady in the bar. You brought the subject up, moron. But Cleo apologizes to him. What is she apologizing for? When her friend is not there, she does not have a backbone. But he keeps talking about how they made him feel like he was doing something wrong when all he was doing was being himself, blah, 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 blah. So Chloe, she apologizes and she walks off. She's tired of listening to him, trying to twist the conversation to make him look good and make them look like they're crazy. So in this confessional, he said, how can I talk to someone when all they do is just walk off? I don't know if I can continue with this relationship. Next up is Amanda and Rosin. So we see them in a car on their way to Croatia. Is that where they went? I think that's where they went. Now that's where Rosin's family lives. And Rosin is still pissed at Amanda. And I would not take her to meet my family. Screw her. I wouldn't take her to meet my family. He is stressed, and she is trying to, for once, be nice to him. She's holding his hand. She's kissing his hand. She puts her arms around him. And Rosin said in his confessional that Amanda is being nice because she thinks she might lose him for good. Rosin, dump her. I'm tired of telling you this. Dump that girl. How many times must I tell you? So anyway, they take a train to a plane. And they're on their way to Croatia. I think that's where they're going. I think that's where, I don't know. I think that's where they're going. And Amanda is being very affectionate and very flirty with him. She's just gonna bring his feelings up and then drop him back down again. Bring him back up and then drop him back down again. So he might as well just stay down because she's about to bring you back up and drop you back down again. So they finally get to is it Croatia? Is that where? I can't remember. And the place is beautiful. And Razvin asked the driver how to curse. And the guy started cursing. So Amanda asked him if he's still upset with her. And he basically said, I can forgive, but I'm not going to forget. So they get to their hotel room. And I guess the next day, they're going to go see the parents. So now it's the next day, and they're on their way to go see the parents. And Razvin is nervous for Amanda to meet his family because Amanda is a witch. So they get to the house, and Razvin's parents welcome Amanda very warmly with big hugs. And Amanda is trying to be on her best behavior. She asks if she can help the mother in the kitchen. And I would have made her peel potatoes with a fork and chop onions with a spoon, is what I would have made her do. But the food looked good. They had chicken noodle soup with homemade noodles, and they had chicken wrapped in cabbage. It looked good. The mother asked her about her 2 children. She tells them that she has the best children in the world. So Amanda asks why didn't his mother get along with Razvin's ex-wife. But Razvin didn't want to ask the mother that question. But eventually he did, and then the father said Razvin and his ex-wife did not communicate well, and she was always pushing her views, and Razvin began to suffer a lot, and she didn't love him, and that hurt them all. And then the father started to cry. And that's why he should not marry Amanda, because she does not love him. When you love somebody, you don't treat them like crap. Okay? The mother said that they didn't get along. Razvin and the ex-wife did not get along. Razvin said, we didn't match. Then Amanda said, ask Razvin, do we match? And Razvin said, a few days ago, you told me that we did not match. He told her that he did not want to talk about this right now. And she's like, why? Why did you change the conversation? Why did you change the subject? Idiot. He does not want to talk about this in front of his parents. Idiot. In their confessional, Rossman's parents said that his ex-wife was bossy and demanding, just like Amanda. Amanda is very controlling. The parents are picking up on the negative vibe from Amanda. They are. They are picking up on her negative vibe because you can change your personality as much as you can, but you can't hide it. You can't hide that personality. It will sneak up. In his confessional, Rosalind said Amanda is like his ex-wife. Exactly. So why are you messing with her? Rosalind knows that Amanda is not the one for him. I don't know why he's hanging on to this relationship by his fingernails. Why don't you just dump her already? Next is Dempsey and Styler. They get dialed up to go meet Dempsey's friends. So they take a taxi to Newcastle, England. I want to be there so badly. They go to a bar called The Yard. And they greet the friends. And Styler mentioned meeting Dempsey's father. And then they mention Dempsey's upcoming birthday. And Styler tells them that she's taking Dempsey to Edinburgh, Scotland, for her birthday. That's where I want to go so badly. And the friends are happy to hear that. But Styler has no filter. She tells Dempsey's friends that she plans to have a lot of sex. And that's the only thing she's good at. She tells them that she has sex in a group setting. She goes to sex parties. She goes to sex clubs. She has sex in as many places as she can. And Dempsey's friends think it's an American thing to be so sexually free. No, Dempsey's English friends, no. I'm 56 years old and I've never ever done anything like that. I don't think I know of anybody who's done anything like that. Styler is just a sex addict, that's all. All Americans are not like that. Don't get it twisted. So Dempsey tells her friends that Styler wants to move in with her. And Styler told the friends that she hates England. It's a miserable place. It's cold and she don't want to fucking be here. She's only here because of Dempsey. In her confessional, Styler said basically that she gets nervous when she meets new people and she word vomits. And she knows that she's making a bad impression. You are looking like the asshole that you are. You are saying exactly how you feel. Then she tells them that she has to use the toilet and do number one. And then she leaves out. So when she leaves, poor Dempsey, she has to convince her friend now that Styler is a good person. The friends are concerned that Styler wants to move in right away. The friends think that they should take it slow. Dempsey feels that Styler is codependent, and also that she is more. Dempsey thinks she's more reserved sexually than Styler, so she's worried that they're not compatible. So Dempsey has such a good head on her shoulders. She's just dumped Styler because Styler is just too much. She's too much. Next scene, they are packing to go to Scotland for Dempsey's birthday, so they are driving to Scotland, and they start talking about Dempsey's friends. And Dempsey tells Styler that her friends think that she is codependent. And Styler agrees. She said that she is clingy in a relationship. She said it's not a horrible thing to want your person to be right next to you at all times. In her confessional, she said she hoped Dempsey changes her mind and allows her to move in. She doesn't want anyone in Dempsey's ear telling her that she's moving too quickly. So they stay at a castle in Scotland, and I am jealous. I want to go to Scotland. I want to stay in a castle. So they're both happy and excited, and they tour the castle a little bit, and then they get to their room, and they make a bubble bath. They get in the tub, and then she's happy, and she's maybe having second thoughts about letting Styler move in with her. Next up, Gino and Jasmine, they're in the park, where Jasmine is sitting on the bench fake bawling. Gino goes to sit beside her. And he tells her that she should not have yelled out that she cheated, and he asks her if it's true. And of course she said no, it's not true. She said she was hurt. She said she was hurt because he didn't put her first. he putting her equal in his life to his friend, to his family. She said that's not enough for her. She wants to be number one in his life. And she bluffs and says, let's go our separate ways and let this be over with. And he said, you said that before. How is this different from before when he told us let's break up? She tells him that she doesn't feel loved and she doesn't feel appreciated. She said she's not going to go to the United States and leave everything behind for a person that doesn't love her. If he doesn't love her, why did he buy her a whole new face? Why did he buy her teeth, hair, jewelry, apartment, boobs, and the list goes on and on if he doesn't love her? He's spending all this money on you, girl, and you saying, oh, you don't love me. Girl, shut up. Jasmine is one fake manipulative little bitch. She is going on and on about not feeling loved, not feeling important, with fake tears coming down her face, and woe is me. I'm so sick of her and her stupid shit. She tells him to get his shit and go. That she is breaking up with him. And she's bluffing, of course she's bluffing. She said she is done with this. And this is just her ploy because she wants him to pay for that apartment. And then Gino sits there for a while. He scratches his ears. He rubs his eyes. Then he gets up and he leaves out. But we saw the preview of her begging him to take her back. And we know he's going to take her back. Next, last but not least, David and Sheila. So they are still on their getaway. They go on a boat tour. They're going snorkeling. That's not something I would do. I'd rather go into a glass bottom boat. I've done it before and I loved it. So they went snorkeling to see turtles. So later after they're done seeing the turtles, they go to dinner and David plans on proposing. They get to the dinner and they're drinking wine. Their food comes and Sheila starts to cry. And David's like, what's wrong? What's going on? And then she says she's crying because he's going to be leaving to go back to the States soon. So he plans on proposing to her and he's nervous and he's sweating and he stands up and his shirt is drenched in sweat. He takes a knee and he presents her with the ring and he asks her to marry him and she says yes and he stands up and knocks over her wine. But then they hug and they kiss. She says yes and he picks her up, takes her back to the room, closes the curtain, and that's the end of that. And this is the end of my review. Thank you so very much for watching. Princess on a Pillow here. Bye.